Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Mickle. Tonight, Casey Anthony is preparing for life on the outside. She will be released from an Orlando jail this coming Sunday, and many are wondering, where will she go? Where can she go? Her attorneys say they fear for her safety and wonder if there is any safe place for her on the outside. But believe it or not, she has some fans, and they're sending her money. 20 people have been sending her money in jail. She now has $470 in her account. Half of that came after a jury acquitted her last week. Anthony may need a lot more money. Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez is accusing Anthony of defamation after she gave Gonzalez's name as her child's nanny. That court case will take place 2 days after Anthony is released. She's also being sued for defamation, and the Texas firm that helped search for little Kaylee is suing to recoup expenses. An Oklahoma woman nearly paid the price with her life for resembling Casey Anthony. Sammy Blackwell works in a convenience store. Last week, police say Shirley Nolly came in, looked very suspicious, then left after buying gas. Blackwell got off work and drove home. Police say Nolly suddenly rammed her van into the back of Blackwell's truck.
She hit me again, causing my vehicle to flip 2.5 times, landing on his driver's side. And I just lay there playing dead.
Police chased Nolly and arrested her for assault and battery with a deadly weapon. Nolly told police she was trying to save the children. By the way, Blackwell's daughter is also named Kaylee. The only thing she says she has in common with Anthony. Now, the standoff over the debt ceiling debate rages on, and Democrats and Republicans have yet to come to an agreement, despite efforts from President Barack Obama. Republican Representative Eric Cantor says the GOP wants no new taxes and a series of short-term raises.
We're going to bring a bill forward next week, otherwise known as the Cut, Cap, and Balance bill, to provide a balanced approach so that we can demonstrate that we are getting things under control and that the people who put us here can gain some confidence that we're going to begin to live like they do around their kitchen tables and in their businesses, stop spending money we don't have, and begin to manage this debt and deficit down to balance.
Congress has run up the credit card, and we now have an obligation to pay our bills. If we do not, it could have a whole set of adverse consequences. We could end up with a situation, for example, where interest rates rise for everybody all throughout the country, effectively a tax increase on everybody.
President Obama opposes a short-term deal and still wants a plan that trims the federal deficit by $4 trillion. If a deal is not reached by August 2nd, the U.S. could default on its bills. Military and Social Security recipients may not get paid. The drawdown from Afghanistan has begun. Nearly 700 U.S. troops left on Wednesday. Another 600 soldiers are preparing to leave. Both of these groups come from the Iowa National Guard. Now, by the end of the year, 10,000 U.S. soldiers will depart. The entire drawdown is scheduled to be complete before the start of 2015. U.S. Marines are landing in Reno, Nevada by the dozens. Their layover on their way to a California training base is being made easier by an army of local volunteers. Nana Okawa from our affiliate KRXI has that story.
The Marines are pretty impressed with the way Reno has turned out for them, but Reno's a unique community. It's there for the military, and we know that.
This facility is a way for residents in Reno to say thank you for a couple hours. Many agencies and volunteers have come together to provide food, Wi-Fi, and TV for the traveling Marines. The volunteers say they want to make the servicemen and women feel comfortable. They want to do their part.
What's going on this summer that's unique is close to 5,000 U.S. Marines who will be traveling through our airport on their way down to Bridgeport and Hawthorne for some special training that they can get only in that area. And we want to help welcome those Marines.
Some Marines might end up waiting here for up to 8 hours. Lieutenant Colonel James King says he feels that Reno has welcomed them with open arms, and they're very thankful.
We've been able to, allow Marines a comfortable spot to relax, wait for their transportation, and follow on, because there's a lot of coordination logistics when we got to push Marines 2 hours to each different site.
Many more Marines will continue to come through Reno, some in massive charter flights that will bring in 200 to 300 Marines at a time. So volunteers, they say, will still be needed. Nana Okawa reporting for INN News.
That facility will be open until August 5th. Time for Global News Now. The phone hacking scandal involving Rupert Murdoch's British media empire may have spread to the United States. The FBI is investigating whether reporters from Murdoch's News Corporation hacked into the phone records or voicemails of 9/11 victims. Meanwhile, in an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Murdoch defended News Corp's handling of the crisis, saying it's doing extremely well and making only minor mistakes. It should be noted the Wall Street Journal is a paper Murdoch owns. The French ambassador in Romania, Henri Paul, fainted at the ceremony marking Bastille Day. Paul fell in the beginning of his speech in the opening of the festivities at the French embassy in Bucharest. The heat is being blamed. It was over 110 at the time. He's going to be okay. A victory in the drug war for Mexican authorities. A massive marijuana farm is discovered in a remote town. The 300-acre pot plantation is in Rosario, and authorities say this is one of the biggest finds they've ever made. Police say many of the men tending the crops escaped custody, but 6 were later arrested at a military checkpoint. Authorities estimate the crop at about $160 million. And that's your Global News Now. Well, there's a theory about what's behind some recent thefts and vandalism in Gainesville, Florida. The crimes have been happening at the University of Florida. George Solis from our affiliate GTN has more on this evolving case where Charles Darwin may be at the center.
This photo shows the handiwork of vandals who may have a bone to pick against Charles Darwin.
It seemed targeted at cars that specifically had Darwin fishes, the fish that have kind of legs on them.
Vandals have been taking Darwin fish similar looking to something like this off of cars. And to add insult to injury, they've been adding nails into tires as well. University of Florida police told us our calls were the first they've heard of the vandalism and will begin to look into the matter further. So far, 2 professors' cars have been the targets. This graduate student told us the entire staff of Bartram Car Hall have been put on high alert.
Evolution is a scary idea to some people, and I mean, I don't understand why someone would vandalize a car, but I can understand being scared by something that you don't know a lot about.
We tried to contact both professors several times, but were unavailable for comment. Some wonder what message the vandals are really trying to send.
It's kind of a drastic approach to making a statement. It takes a lot of guts to target a professor's car.
But clearly someone is. The concern is will and how they could strike again. George Solis reporting for INN News.
Staff say bumper stickers promoting evolution have also been ripped off of cars. Well, you could call them a family of daredevils. 63-year-old Mike Blackshear of Omaha has been skydiving since the 70s. Recently, he got to take his son and grandson with him for the first time. Here's the story from our affiliate, KPTM.
It's fun to tell my friends that my grandpa skydives, and they do the double take. Your grandpa skydives?
Any nerves going into tonight?
No. My grandpa said that once you're up that high, you don't even think of it. You just jump. I don't have enough time to regret things, so why not?
I really wanted to do it for a long time, and I have a feeling that I would have gotten really hooked on it, so I kind of put it off.
Well, it's pretty special. I mean, they've been around it a little bit, not a lot, but they've been around it some, so it's going to be fun.
Mike, how do the newbies look in their outfits?
Nervous. They're trying to act like they're okay, but they're nervous.
How was it, man?
Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
How was that free fall?
Oh. You just see it all. It was awesome. I want to go up again.
What do you think, Mike? How did he do for his first time, you think?
He did pretty good.
How much did it mean to get to experience this with your son and grandson?
Great. It was great.
Awesome!
Your first time up, how was it?
Oh, it was awesome. It was everything I expected and more.
The jump was part of a weekend-long parachuting event. The proceeds will go to cancer research. Well, they help keep us safe. Now some crime fighters are working to save the environment, the driving force behind that. and the one movie that will help drive up profits at the theaters this weekend.
Can't tell what the best price on toilet paper might be? I'm Erica Rodriguez. Coming up, I'll show you how to use a little bit of math to get the best deal.